This is Mr. Elmhorst with the help video for the Unit 9 2D geometry practice test. We're going to take a look at the first question. This is an angle sum theorem. All the angles in a triangle equal 180 degrees. So if we call this angle X and we add up all the angles inside the triangle, so 50 plus 67 plus X equals 180 degrees. We put these together, it's 117 plus X, and we solve for X, subtract 117 from both sides. So X is equal to 63. Now, 63 is not your answer. We're looking for the measure of angle E. Angle E is actually going to be 180, the straight line, minus 63, which takes you back to 117. So that missing angle, number 1, is going to be 117. Number 2, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the hypotenuse n. So we're going to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We have 10 and 24. 10 squared plus 24 squared is equal to c squared. So this is going to give us 100. And 24 times 24 4 times 24 is going to give us 96 when you're done multiplying the 4. Now we got 2 times 4, which is 8, and 2 times 2. So this is going to be 576, which is equal to c squared. We put these together, and that's going to give us 676, which is equal to c squared. And so let's see, looking at 25 squared, just an estimation, I believe that's 625. So let's estimate 26 squared, so 26 times 26, to see what the where 676 would come from. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3. Got 2 times 6, 676. So the square root is going to give us c is equal to 26. A diameter of 7, and we need to find the area. So the area of a circle is equal to pi times r squared. So if the diameter is 7, then the radius is going to be divided by 2. So r equals 3.5. The area of a circle is going to be 3.14 times 3.5 squared. We got 3.5 times 3.5. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 2 is 17. 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Got 1, 2 decimals, 1, 2. Now we got 12.25 times pi. Now check your answer. We got 38.465. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it says round your answer using hundredths decimal place value. So that tells you 5 tells you to round that up. So we got 38.47. So this right angle means it's 90 degrees. So if this is 90 and all the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, so A plus the angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. That's our triangle sum theorem. So we got 3B plus 6B plus 90. 3B plus 6B plus 90 equals 180. These are all the same letters. They can go together. So we got 9B. We can subtract 90 from both sides. 9B equals 90. We're going to divide both sides by 9. So B equals 10. We have two irregular shapes here. We have a semicircle. So the area of the rectangle is base times height. The area of a circle is going to be pi times r squared. And because it's a semicircle, let's just go ahead and divide by 2 in there so we don't forget to do it later. So we got 3 feet by 6 feet. And the radius is going to be half the diameter. So if this is 6 feet, that means that's 3 feet for the r. So we got 3.14 times 3, which is r, 3 squared. And we got to make sure we don't forget to divide that by 2. That's going to be 18 for area 1. And this is going to be 9. 3 squared is going to be 9. 9 divided by 2 is going to be 4.5. Check your work. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the area of the circle is going to be 14.13. And so we have 18 plus 14.13. Line up your decimals. So we should have 32 and 13 hundredths. Point A to point B. Point A to point B is going to be completing this triangle. So let's just set it up, create our own triangles. Point A to point D. So we count our units 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one's 7 for the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's 4 for the lower leg. So we got the small leg, the medium leg, and then we can call this C, side C, for A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Using the Pythagorean theorem, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Take the shorter leg here, we got 4 squared plus 7 squared is equal to C squared. Got 16 plus 49 equals C squared, and that all together, 16 plus 49 is going to give us 65. That's C squared. The square root of 65 is the square root of 65 4 is 8, and this one is very close to that. So it says estimate to the nearest whole number. So we're going to say that this side is pretty close to 8. Circumference of a circle is given. What is the radius? So circumference is given in two different formulas. Circumference comes from multiplying pi times the diameter. So in order to find the diameter, we're going to divide both sides by pi. So circumference divided by 3.14 is equal to the diameter. So the given circumference, 54.95 divided by 3.14. Move your decimal over to make a whole number. 314 does not divide into 54. It divides in here one time. Bring the 5 down. I'm going to estimate 3 divides into 23 about 7 times. So 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 2 is 9. 7 times 3 is 21. So it looks like we still have a remainder here. Got 15 minus 8 is 7. 14 minus 9 is 5. And looks like 3 goes into 15 5 times, and 5 times 14 is 70. So this is the diameter, but it's asking for the radius. So diameter is equal to, diameter divided by 2 equals the radius. So we have 17.5 divided by 2 will equal the radius. What is the area of a circle with the diameter of 8? 8 meters. If the diameter is 8, then the radius is 4 meters. And the area of a circle is equal to pi times r squared. The area of a circle is 3.14 times r squared, which is 4 squared. 3.14 times 16. We got the area of a rectangle, area of a square, and the area of a circle. We call it area 1, area 2, area 3. So the area of a rectangle is going to be 16 times 24. The area of the square, let's fix that. Area of a square is going to be 8 times 8. And then the area of the circle is going to be 3.14, which is pi, times r squared. So it looks like the radius is 8, and that is only the corner of a circle. That's going to be divided by 4. Let's do 24 times 16. We got 384 feet squared. And we got 64 feet squared. And this is going to be 8 times 8, 64, and then 64 divided by 4. I believe is going to be, I'm going to divide by 4 and then multiply by pi to make it easier. You multiply 64 times pi and then divide by 4, but it's going to be extra work. So it looks like it's 16. So we got 3.14 times 16. We got all this going on here. Let's clear this off. We got 384 plus 64 plus, after we multiply 16 times pi, we're going to add that in there to find the total area. 1, 2, 1, 2, 50.24 added up to find the total area. All right, this is a concept question. So the proportional relationship of pi and circles comes from, we have the circumference divided by the diameter equals pi. So we use it as circumference is equal to pi times diameter. But if you have the circumference of a circle, if you divide it by the diameter, it will always equal pi. So we're going to divide by the circumference, divide the circumference of the circle by its diameter. And that will always be equal to pi, or 3.14. Number 11, we're going to multiply base times height, and it's a triangle. We're going to divide that by 2, and we got 4.5 times 5.2, and then we're going to divide that by 2 also. Go ahead and work that out. And we're going to count our decimal place values. 1, 2, 1, 2. We have 21.66 divided by 2. 2 goes into 21 10 times. So we got 10.83. And then the triangle, we're going to divide this by 2. So 23.40 divided by 2. So 11 times 2 is 22. So it looks like we have 10.83 minus 11.70. Well, it's actually going to be the other way around. So you have 11.70 minus 10.83. We got the area of a rectangle, and then we have the area of a triangle. So rectangle is 6 times 12, and then the triangle is going to be base area times 6 for the height and divide by 2. So let's estimate here a little bit. If this is 6 here, then that's going to be 6 here, and that's 3.5, then this is going to be 3.5. So we add those all up. 3.5 plus 3.5 is 7. 7 plus 6 is 13. We're going to divide that by 2. 6 divided by 2 is going to be 3. Got 72 plus 13 times 3, which is 39. And the last one, area of a trapezoid, we're going to add your two parallel sides, parallel and perpendicular sides. We're going to add those together for the two base lengths. So 7 plus 12. And using the formula, we're going to take half of that to average it. So 1/2, 7 plus 12 times the height, which is 8. So we have the two bases, we have the height. Now we substitute and solve. 7 plus 12, we got 19 times 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so then we just have to multiply one time. 19 times 4.